Hello and welcome to the Portent Kast. My name is Lila. I'm your dungeon keeper and host. We are a female and non-binary queer actual TTRPG actual play show where we'll be playing TTRPGs of all sorts. And you are tuning into episode 8 of A Parlous Voyage, our second season. You can keep updated with the podcast over on Twitter at the Portent Kast, and you can watch episode clips on TikTok. If you want to keep updated with episodes of the Portent Kast, go ahead and hit that subscription button below. But without further ado, let's introduce the cast.
Hello, I'm Kristen, and I play Vernon.
Hello, I'm Helen, and I play Narissa.
I'm Carolee, and I play Talara.
Hello, I am Ezra, and I play Ether.
Hi, I'm Lindsay, and I play Serafina.
And without further ado, let's get into this episode of A Parlous Voyage. Last week, you all boarded the Saber to continue your journey to Asuran after an underwater battle and a cannon scare from a mysterious pirate ship. But after all of that, Torp went on a tangent about where the ship was sailing next and argued with you until you collected in Vernon's quarters to discuss the plan and next steps to uncover that Torp, the real Torp, has been dead for nearly a week and has been replaced with a red-scaled serpent. Eventually, Vernon had snuck off and spied on the strange conversation between this imposter before he spotted him and a fight ensued. The ship is wrecked in flames, the sail is burnt asunder as rain pelts the deck. The dragon's been badly hurt, but in retaliation to Mariana slicing its wing, it struck her 3 times before flinging her lifeless form in front of you on the deck. The dragon turns to face you, its growl extending. Mortals. You think your puny metal spikes and stinging magic can ruin a scaled serpent sent by Oradrog? He turns to Vernon, his eyes piercing. Boy, you think you made friends in the wasted chain, but you are nothing but a fool who fell for a simple trick of illusion. You're no more special than the few who thought they could have previously uncovered a sea of wealth. The red-scale serpent stalks towards you, standing where the helm once stood. You can see as between the scales that cover his throat begin to glow a bright orange, the fire beginning to build as we turn it over to Ether. What do you do as you see this dragon standing over Mariana's body, lifeless, blood spilling from her wounds and seeping into the planks of the deck as flames billow around you? And I'll remind you are also still frightened.
Loading attack, either way. So that's at disadvantage, right?
Yes.
Was a nat 20. Um, 19 to hit?
That does hit.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
That just hits. Do I need to make a save?
Yes, you have to make a, I think it's a wisdom saving throw? Let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's wisdom, though. Yeah, wisdom saving throw.
Okay. You rolled a 9.
Someone's a little goated, baby. I'm never saying that again. 9 damage.
Okay.
I'm never saying that again. I hate
Please
that.
continue to say
Yeah,
that.
yeah, say that every time. You see as
Ether
you
just
shoot,
mumbles it as they're shooting.
you shoot that, and it strikes in the shoulder, and you see as its vision was turned at Vernon, immediately its head shoots up towards you. Your hand is still kind of shaking from being frightened. Anything else you're doing on your turn?
I want to move. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna move a little bit, so it's like going away from everyone else. Move over like here.
Okay.
Okay.
It's going to do and it has disadvantage on attacks other than you, correct?
Yes.
Okay. It's going to do a tail attack towards Seraphina as a legendary action with disadvantage. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Disadvantage?
Yeah, I rolled a 10.
Oh my God!
It has a plus 14 to hit.
That's terrifying.
What the
Oh my
fuck?
God!
You take 24 points of bludgeoning damage. I rolled double 8s.
Fuck.
Oh no, Seraphina's gonna die.
Okay.
Okay.
I've still got spell slots. She'll be okay for a bit.
And that brings it over to Seraphina's turn after the legendary action moves.
Cool. So 24 points of damage. Let me just get that down real fast.
Can I ask a question about shield really quick?
Mhm.
So would you have had to, like, would Lindsay have to say before the hit, like if you say it hits, to do
It would have
use
to be
the shield
it
as
would
a
have to be
reaction?
before I roll damage and the outcome is
I see. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so at this point, Dragon's on the ground. She's pissed. She uses a bonus action to ignite Akino, the Flame Tongue sword, and she's going to attack it with Akino and also use the extra attack to attack twice.
Okay.
So 1, 2. She's going to use one of the attacks as the sword attack, and then she's going to do one of them as a cantrip.
Okay.
So the sword attack, 17 plus 6, 23 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. So that's 1d8 plus 3 piercing. So that's a 7 plus 3, so 10 piercing damage, and then the fire damage does nothing, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Okay, that's fine. And then we're going to go Shocking Grasp. And so that is a spelled attack. So 12 plus 7, 19, so just hits.
Yes. Yes.
And then 1d8 lightning damage. That's 3 lightning damage, and then the dragon cannot take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Okay. Alrighty. That ends your turn. That brings it up to Vernon. Narissa, you were on deck.
I'm Eldritch Blast him.
Okay.
I hope. Oh god, that's a nat 20.
Nice. Roll for your second Eldritch Beam.
Come on, second one. That's a 17.
That does not hit.
Wait, do I add my spell casting modifiers? Because
Yeah.
I forgot
Yeah.
to do that. Okay, so yeah, that's so the first one was a 27. This one's a 24 if I did my math right.
Yeah, so both hit. So for that first one for the crit, it's 10, and then roll another d10.
And it adds my charisma modifier.
Yeah, we'll
Remember
add that
this
after.
one. Okay. That's a 7.
So 17 plus your charisma modifier is what?
19.
Okay, so that's 19 damage on the first one. Go ahead and roll a d10 for the next.
A 9?
Okay, awesome. And you do all of that damage. You pummel two acidic eldritch blasts towards it, hitting it kind of right in like the jaw and splashing up on its face. You can see it's kind of like slightly gnawing at the scales there. It whips your head towards you, but then it sees ether in the distance and goes back to looking at ether. Anything else you're doing with your turn?
And the last one would be 11 with my charisma.
Okay.
That's all.
Alrighty, that brings it to Narissa, and Talara, you're on deck.
All right. We are definitely going to attack this fucker twice. I am afraid, so I believe I have disadvantage, yes?
Correct.
Ooh, okay, so the first one is a 21 to hit.
It does hit.
And the second one is a nat 1. That is a fuck on the fuck eat dice. But the one did hit, so it's a D8. It's D6 because I have Hunter's Mark up. 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. It's 11 points of damage.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else you're doing with your turn?
No, I think that's it for now.
Alrighty, that brings it to Talara. What are you doing? You see it's whipped its tail, hit Seraphina kind of back towards the mast, and Seraphina and Vernon and Narissa have all kind of hit it in this quick instance.
I'm gonna look at the dragon and like she's pissed and she's like, "You killed Mariana and you are gonna hurt my friends? You son of a bitch." And she's gonna cast Dissonant Whispers.
Okay. It's a 12.
That does not pass.
Okay. What does that do?
And so first it's gonna take 9 points of psychic damage, and it has to immediately use its reaction. And then it has to move as far as its speed allows away from us. I'm guessing a dragon's speed is pretty good.
Yeah, it can move 40 feet away because its wing is currently torn. So it's back
Oh,
here.
It does say away from me, so yeah.
Yeah, so it's going back from you. And it's going to use a legendary action. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Wait, it said, let me look at that again, actually, real quick. Because it doesn't have a reaction, because Seraphina...
It used its legendary reaction.
Because Seraphina used its reaction with Shocking Grasp, so it doesn't have a reaction, so it stays where it is. But legendary actions aren't reactions, so it still goes through with that wisdom save.
Okay. And what was I making?
A wisdom save.
Okay. That's a 10.
You hear in your mind, just that voice, that guttural growl again. You don't like mind tricks as much as I don't. And that brings it to its turn. Okay. It's going to It's gonna move this way. And actually, no, it's gonna move over this way. And I need Vernon, Narissa, and Ether to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh no, where is...
Okay.
It's a 17.
That
I have no idea where the d20 went.
It's an 18 for me.
That fails.
11.
That fails. Let me roll these dice. You all take, I rolled pretty low, 36 points of fire damage.
Low?
Yeah,
Excuse me?
the
Yay!
average is 63.
Excuse me?
We have a problem.
Yeah. You guys.
I'm down.
Fuck!
This might be a TPK. The 36?
Yes.
I had 34. And we changed my resistance.
I don't have spells!
Ronan, are you down?
I'm very down.
I have 20 hit points.
The only two who had healing spells are now down. Oh shit. Okay.
Die.
No, Lila, don't
Why
smirk
just
at that.
die?
Don't smirk at that.
Next episode, we're all here with backup characters.
Let me get the right thing. And it's gonna
I don't like
use the
that
rest of its
pause.
movement to move up that way. That brings it to Ether. What are you doing on your turn?
I'm probably just gonna shoot it. I'm gonna do a precision attack.
Okay.
That's D10. 12 plus. That's a 22 to hit.
That hits.
I just rolled my D4 twice and then immediately found my D8. 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna action surge. And then do a another precision attack. Or question. So it's already goaded. Can I use a goading attack again just to add the superiority die to the damage roll?
Let me look at goading real quick.
It's until the end of your next turn, so it's goaded until my turn ends. Can I goad it for another round?
Yeah, you could do that. I just have to make another wisdom save.
Alright.
It succeeds on that wisdom save.
Because I missed. Okay, yeah. Then I'll do Second Wind as a bonus action. Let me just make sure that's a bonus action. Seven. Alright, that's my turn.
That brings it to Seraphina. What are you doing on your turn?
At this point, Seraphina is going to use Magic Missile at level 3 on this bitch. And so that's 5 darts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Come on, baby. No, these are D4s, right? Yes, gosh. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 16 points of damage total.
Okay. How do you want to kill the dragon?
Yes. She's real fucking pissed at this point, and while she's running towards the dragon, she casts magic missile, and you just see like 5 red glowing darts, and like because she's so angry, they're just like really, really fucking bright, fiery darts, and they just go straight for his eyes.
Okay. You guys watch as the darts hit, and they begin to kind of, although it's not actual fire magic, it looks like it begins to burn into the dragon, and it kind of stumbles forward of like 10 or 15 feet before it falls, slams down, kind of a leg and one of its wings hanging into the cargo bay. You guys are now out of initiative. I need Vernon and Narissa to make death saving throws for me.
Oh.
Are we privately DMing you these, or are we saying them? Okay.
15.
That is a success.
A 3.
That is a fail.
Ether is running to Narissa. Can I do a medicine check?
Yeah, go ahead and do a medicine check.
Can I do the same for Vernon?
That's an 11.
Okay. You just kind of begin trying to push on the wounds, the blood continuing to spill out.
Seraphina also goes and tries to do a medicine check on Narissa.
Okay. Just so you know, the DC is getting higher. But I do need both of Vernon and Narissa to make another death save.
Watch me roll in that one.
No!
So that's
Do not manifest it.
that was a 19 for my medicine check for Narissa.
It's a 4?
No!
Okay. And what did Vernon get?
16.
Okay, that's another success.
Hang in there, Narissa. I'm coming. I'm coming to save you.
Seraphina, you rush over to Narissa, sit down next to her, and as the blood continues to spill out, the burns encasing her body, you kind of just begin wrapping the burns and everything, and putting pressure, and you are stabilized at 0 hit points, so you won't be up for a little while, but you can feel the blood beginning to lessen. The burns, they're not healing, but feels like you've stabilized the situation. Vernon, I'd like you to make another death save.
I'm up. That's a 17.
Okay, you're stabilized at 0 hit points.
It was stress-inducing. I
Can
hated that.
can Talara go like into Torp's, what remains of Torp's cabin, and look for like healing thingies?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Okay.
Most of the captain's quarters is like, you know, all of the wood is splintered, things are thrown about.
That's an 18.
Completely trashed.
Okay, you kind of find a spot where you see that same treasure chest that had the same kind of crate that had the water breathing potions in it. You kind of open it and you see that there is a singular potion of healing.
Okay. She grabs it, and so they're both stabilized, but neither of them are up, right?
Correct.
Give it to Narissa. She's got the spell.
I come out.
You have seen Narissa casting healing spells, so
Yeah. I don't think I guess she would know that. I didn't remember that. She's gonna go and which one, Seraphina?
Give it to Narissa.
Okay. And gives
okay.
it to Narissa.
Go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 2, and that is how much Narissa goes up.
It's incredibly funny watching Seraphina go, give it to Narissa instead of Vernon.
6.
Okay, so Narissa, you feel like yourself it's just black, and then all of a sudden you're up and you're sitting up. There's a dead dragon laying next to you, and Seraphina and Talara are sitting around you.
Get up slowly. Don't. Are you okay?
Well, welcome back.
Thanks.
It's dead now.
I see that. Who killed it?
I mean, I think it was a collective effort. But,
it was her. It was,
we
it was
also-
her. It's her. Yeah.
We also
did it.
currently have another problem. Vernon is also down.
Of course
Again.
he is. And Narissa will go over and cast Cure Wounds. Begrudgingly
Yes.
again. So, whoop. Vernon heals a whopping 4 hit points.
Thank you, much obliged.
You do the same thing. You awake, and you're looking up, and like rain is just pelting your face. It's kind of stinging.
Narissa will, like, pat his cheek and be like, "You really tried."
Thank you, I guess. Whatever.
And then, can Narissa cast Cure Wounds on herself?
Yeah.
2nd level, please.
Okay. Roll for that.
Yeah.
While Narissa's doing that, Seraphina's going to stand up and go over to the dragon and kick it, and then take scales from it.
Okay.
Talara's gonna go check on Mariana first.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ether's going to Mariana.
Yeah.
You guys both go over to Mariana. You guys kind of kneel down next to her. You see now that like the blood has stopped flowing out, but there is no breath. Her chest is not falling and rising. You check, there's no pulse.
I know mechanic-wise this isn't gonna work, but I know Ether would want to do this. Can I do a medicine check? Like, I know it'll be in vain, but like, can I just do it for story purposes?
Yeah, you go, you kind of check her body, trying to use what little medical knowledge you know, and everything you try just doesn't seem to work. Doesn't stabilize how you saw Vernon and Narissa stabilize.
Fuck.
So
It's
Vernon's
just like panicking, trying to find like anything to help.
gonna see this, and he's going to come over and kneel down and cast Cure Wounds.
And you cast Cure Wounds, and you see that magic light up, but you get a sense that the magic doesn't take.
From where Narissa has been sitting and like healing herself, is she seeing everyone do this with Mariana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she will go over and just be like, I mean, won't she just like pop up like a daisy?
I'm sorry, what? Why would she just pop up like a daisy?
She's dead.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all didn't know. Okay, great. I was trying to figure that out earlier. Yeah, she's undead.
I'm sorry, what now?
Yeah. When I was like
Sense,
checking
actually.
about the dragon, I got an undead ping from her.
Either way, I think if she were to pop up like a daisy, she probably would have done it by now.
Does anyone have any experience with undead?
No. They have a pretty strong relationship with a god. I could try asking her for help.
If you can, that would be amazing.
I make absolutely zero promises, but I will try. And Narissa will sit cross-legged and like put a hand on, like very lightly on Mariana's forehead, kind of push the hair out of the way so that she has like a direct connection. And she will close her eyes and in her mind send a prayer up to Soraya. Not knowing if it's gonna do anything.
Okay. What do you say?
Oh god. Hey girl. I would super appreciate some help. This like ridiculously pretty tiefling died. And the people that I'm with all are pretty attached to her, and I'm trying to make a good first impression still. So like, could we maybe just pop her back up, just bring her back just this one time, and then like I'll make sure I actually know how to do it next time so I don't have to do this, you know, like it feels like a workaround.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Every time I think I love Narissa the most, I start loving her even more.
Mission accomplished. You said persuasion?
Correct.
Okay, I'm not terrible at those. That's still not gonna do it at that kind of a roll, though. That's a 13.
Okay. You kind of await your answer to the prayer. And as you do, you feel the storm gets... just seems like in this immediate area, the storm gets more windy. You can see the rain beginning to pelt down on the deck. It gets harder and harder, and it begins actually putting out some of the flames that have been there. And just very faintly across the wind, you can hear a voice. Your soul wades in limbo where I cannot reach.
In limbo.
And that's all you get.
She'll open her eyes, and I like to imagine that, like, as she was praying, like, her eyes would have gone, like, solid white.
Yeah, you guys, anyone who is, like, immediately around and was looking at Narissa, you guys see that her eyes, didn't go a solid white, but went instead, like, a solid, like, lilac purple.
Yeah.
Almost. And her hair went, like, up. Kind of, like, floating with the wind.
And when she, opens her eyes, they kind of, like, back to normal. And she's just gonna be like, anybody know anything about limbo?
Would Seraphina know anything?
You could make a history or a religion check.
I will do the same.
I was inclined to make a party game joke, but no, I don't know
I
anything
also was.
about limbo.
I was very close to being like, and I don't mean the game where you try to bend under a stick.
I feel like that would have been
There
a
would be
Narissa
any
thing.
reason for Ether to know.
I mean, you've read a lot.
Okay, can I do then a history check?
Yeah, you could do a history check.
18.
Mine was a 16, either way.
Okay. And what was your turn in? I'm sorry.
18.
Okay. What was that face, Ether?
I got a 10.
Okay. You didn't, you didn't really delve into any sort of like of the realms knowledge and things like that. Seraphina, you've heard tales about things like considered limbo, but you weren't too sure. Vernon, though, the only thing you like in your research have been considered associated with the word limbo would be kind of the realm of spirits. So where souls go when they're either there's some sort of connection keeping them from whatever destiny they have in the afterlife. And that's often also associated with the god Delil, the deity of lost and forgotten.
The god Delil's realm, kind of. She's there.
So, I mean, it's a place, right? Like,
Nothing we could get to.
but I mean, like, it's a place, so
I don't know what you're getting at.
well. And then she's just gonna sit down and just do a similar thing to Narissa, and just kind of her eyes go that blue they did before when she was seeing the water thing. And she's gonna use sending to try to reach Mariana.
Okay, what do you say?
Yeah. So, hey, with a bunch of Y's and a dot, like billion dots. So I heard you're dead. And you're in somewhere, that's one word, called limbo. That's also one word. Is there a way we can help?
4 words.
Oh, I thought I had one. I miscounted. We will keep you safe.
We will keep you.
Oh, okay. I miscounted. Yeah, we will keep you. Hey, that's good enough, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the
Or
point of
can
cross.
you use contractions? Because then instead of "we will keep you safe," which says "will keep."
I already
you
said
safe.
it.
Yeah, I think
Never
she
mind.
just
Okay.
she just gets cut off.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't know that there's a word limitation yet, so.
Yeah.
You say those words and you are looking intently at Mariana, hoping that there is some sort of connection where you could reach her. And as you finish that sentence, "we will keep you," you feel this, something is blocking from receiving that spell. You don't know whether or not Mariana, or whatever part of her soul remains in that space, hears you.
But like it went somewhere.
It seems to have gone somewhere, but something blocked it.
Yeah. So she's gonna just kind of sit there, and her eyes are gonna turn their back to their shade of green, and sit there for a second. And well, I think that I couldn't get to her, but when I tried to reach her, it went somewhere.
I wouldn't be
And
surprised if it
well,
was blocked.
Yeah, but I mean, I thought really hard about her, so I mean, that at least tells me, like when I tried to do the same for Torp, I could tell, like something in me could tell it didn't reach him.
So there's someone there to receive it.
Not necessarily. Like if it seems like if this person isn't somewhere where they're dead, like dead, not like undead dead in limbo dead, it seems it won't work at all. Like it's like a line in my head just breaks. But it went somewhere. So
would we have any books on this ship, Vernon, potentially that would gleam light into any of this information?
No.
Can I roll to see?
No. That is not in your research purview.
God should be.
It's not.
Oh, I forgot to respond. No, I don't have anything that would help this situation.
As all of these conversations are happening, Seraphina said like Dalil out loud, right? When she was
Vernon did.
Vernon did, sorry. I was looking at Lindsay while you were talking earlier, because Lindsay's just too pretty. But yeah, okay, so then while the conversation is happening, can Nerissa close her eyes and just see if she can pray to Dalil and just talk to them?
Okay, it will be at disadvantage.
Yeah.
You have no connection to this god.
Absolutely zero.
Perfect time to get 2 nat 20s.
Religion check.
Religion. Oh, I'm not very good at those. That's an 11 total. One of them was a 17.
Okay.
Would've been
You
nice.
kind of close your eyes and you kind of try to say that, kind of like reach out in a similar manner that you do to Soraya, but it doesn't seem like your words get any further than your mind.
Yeah, that she was expecting it, but figured it was worth a shot.
But you do kind of notice, Nerissa, that as you're kind of like, as you come out of that and you're kind of looking around the ship, you see that most of the flames from the storm have been doused. And at this point, you guys kind of do also notice out of the corner of your eye that Jason Krabs, who went down below deck in the middle of the battle, is kind of like peeking up from the stairs. Is everything good? Good?
As good as it can be. You can come up.
And you see him.
Jason, go. Can you get Dale? I guess, because
Yeah.
if Mariana's dead and Vernon, who Dale's captain, right?
Yeah, she's first mate. I'll go get Del. He goes back down and goes to the officer's quarters. About 5 minutes later, you guys see Del kind of come up, and as she comes up, she kind of is looking around, and it almost looks like there's like a shock to her face.
Seraphina immediately casts Detect Magic just to see if there's any like lingering thing on her.
Nothing.
Cool. Del, good of you to join us.
What happened?
Torp is dead. A dragon took his place. Dragon's dead now.
I see that.
Mariana is also dead.
It had been a while since Torp didn't just die. Like, he's been dead, and this was not Torp. The dragon was pretending to be Torp.
Okay.
He also charmed a lot of the crew, including you.
Mm-hmm.
That explains why I don't remember.
Yes, and unfortunately, you're currently running the ship since real Torp, fake Torp, and Mariana are all dead.
I'm really sorry we had to tell you like this.
Yeah. Howdy, Captain.
Hey. She kind of looks up to the helm that's like just completely shattered and broken. Okay.
Ether's gonna like try to like use the wind to like pull what little of the sails are left. Kind of like try to help a little bit.
Why don't we get ready to continue sailing? Laze and Ether, go get the storm sails down. Jason, go get the rest of the crew if there is anyone else.
Pilara's gonna go to Del and just put a hand on her shoulder, and I know this is hard, but you got this. And you cast Calm Emotions.
You can see like this almost relief wash over her. Yeah, okay.
We'll take care of the dragon. You take care of the ship.
Why don't we worry about that tomorrow? Worry about the dragon tomorrow. Let's focus on getting the ship ready to sail. We need to make some sort of makeshift, some way to steer the ship, get the sails down, and we can worry about the dragon tomorrow.
I can help with the steering.
Okay. Someone could just bring the bodies, just below deck, just for now.
We gotta do something with Mariana.
Is there a way that we can keep her body preserved? Does her body need to be kept preserved? I'm not, again, I've never dealt with an undead before, but if there's a way that we could potentially... Undead. Oh, yes. Apparently. That's also news to us as well, Del, so...
Nerissa was checking for the dragon, and then it pinged Mariana as undead. And that's how we found out as well, after she died.
Okay,
Did she say anything to you, being her roommate and all?
No. I mean, as much as we were close, we just talked about piracy stuff, not her being undead. If anyone knew anything, it would be Torp. They were more close.
Okay. Okay. Well, yes. Since she is undead, maybe that means that she could undie again. So
Maybe.
let's try and preserve her body as best we can.
Yeah. Take her body somewhere, and we'll deal with the rest of the dead in the morning, because I'm pretty sure none of them were undead either. So I don't think there's a way we could revive them.
We can put her in my room. I didn't want it in the first place. So she can be in there and be safe and away from the elements.
Yeah.
And I can reduce the temperature in the room to slow down any decay that might happen to her.
Okay, yeah.
I can help too.
Okay, let's get working. You guys all kind of work together, and Ether, could you mute for a second? Thank you. You guys all kind of work together and get to a point where Vernon and Dell work on a makeshift steering system. The second sails are dropped down, and you guys are sailing north, still towards Asuran, but at a much slower pace than you would normally. Probably about half speed, so it might take 2.5, almost 3 weeks to get there instead of the week and a half. But after that kind of first night, and you guys are all kind of, everyone's pretty much exhausted from whatever you guys were doing, the fight, everything else going on. Half the crew stays up top, works the rest of that shift, while the rest of you kind of have the day to do what you're doing. But before everyone gets rest and whatnot, you guys all kind of work together to push the dragon off the ship. Is there anything anyone would like to do before we do that?
Yeah. Did you see my message to you in Roll20?
No, I can look though.
Okay. Before we do that, Talara wants to go to the dragon and probably kick it as well. Just like stupid asshole. And she wants to, knowing how valuable like dragon scales can be, wants to get some dragon scales, teeth, all that jazz.
Anyone who would like to do that, go ahead and roll a medicine or nature check.
I'm also doing that.
Yeah, might as well.
That is a nat 20.
Nice.
You know what? Sure.
We're like just all like picking at this dragon, like pulling out our knives.
Why not, you know?
That's a 17 for Seraphina.
I got a 13.
A 6.
15.
Narissa's too shook.
17 for Seraphina, right?
Correct.
What did Ether get?
13.
What did Vernon get?
15.
And Narissa didn't get much.
CX. No.
Yeah, you get like one scale. Like it was like more of a broken one, so it's probably not full price.
Yeah.
Ether, you get like 4 scales altogether. Vernon, you get about 6 scales, as well as you do find Torp's weapons, his rapiers, Netherlight and Blazewing, kind of attached to one of the legs. Seraphina, you get 2 dragon teeth, and you get about 8 scales. Talara, though, Talara straight up gets some of the scales from the under of the neck, and you also see that there is the fire gland there, and you can get that as well. I'll also say, because it's a nat 20, you can get, like, 2 of its teeth. Yeah. So yeah, dragon scale-wise, you probably get about 12. And the rest of the crew is like, sees you doing that, and like, yeah. And they'll go and collect scales and teeth and stuff as well.
Well, now we're just gonna throw the market off.
We could we could sell the perishable things first, and, then after that we could slowly get things from place to place. I mean, we could also make probably some cool armor with the scales as well.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe some cool sunglasses.
And those are what eye patches are for. you see Peter, the pegger, says that. I didn't come up with the name. Blame Star. But you gotta kind of do see, as the rest of the crew that's still alive, they ravage this dragon, and you can see that Barnacle Barbara even like slices its chest open and comes out with its heart. Just like, yeah,
Barbara.
I don't know how much this is worth, but probably a lot.
I would say make sure to wrap it up well, because we still do have a little bit of a journey ahead of us, so please don't make the ship
Can
spin.
you also keep this cool?
Sure.
Oh, yeah. This probably goes for a lot. Probably some weird
From-
black markets, too.
From experience, dragon stuff sells for quite a bit.
I mean, considering most of the dragons are in wide rest, I would assume so.
Yeah.
Especially on the chain, yeah.
I've seen some pretty good stuff come in and out.
Were you a smuggler?
She's a gift of gab.
That only targets one person, right?
I think it's
Just
everyone in the
collectively use gift of
immediate
gab repeatedly.
area.
So that's just your 5 foot range.
So we all forget.
So anyone that's like 5 feet within Talaria, which I assume is the rest of the party, but some of the crew members might remember. Hey.
Well, Vernon's going to walk up to Dell and give her the 2 rapiers that were torps.
Thank you.
I would think you would want them. You were pretty close to him.
Yeah, thanks. She kind of just attaches them on her hip, next to her own 2 rapiers, so now she has 4.
Double fisting 2 in each hand.
Well, I don't think that's disadvantage, my man. You can pick and choose which ones to use. But yeah, you guys continue on for that first day. Is there anything you guys are immediately doing?
After Seraphina helps with the sails and such, she'll go and help Dell with navigating as well.
Okay. I'll go ahead and ask for a navigation check. That would be intelligence plus, an intelligence check, and then proficiency if you have proficiency in that.
That's an 18.
But yeah, for the most part, you guys stay kind of on course to Asuran for that first bit of the journey. What's everyone else doing?
Nerissa's probably just putting herself to extra work, like working extra hard on the ship. She feels a little guilty that she wasn't able to help with Mariana, so she's trying to keep her mind off of it by staying busy.
Okay. Kind of as you're staying busy, kind of helping the crew, learning a bit of sailing stuff. At the end of this 2 weeks, you'll probably get some proficiencies in sailing. But kind of as you're doing that, you kind of notice kind of like a little movement in the water. and you kind of look over and you kind of see like your little swarm of seahorses.
Babies! There's like a ladder of some sort down to the water, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna immediately, she's so excited, go down and see her little seahorses.
Yeah, you see, and they kind of all kind of push up this like one little plank of wood up towards the top surface of the water. You can see there's a few bubbles that kind of sprout up and pop at the top of the surface.
She'll take the piece of wood and just be like, "You guys did so good. I'm so proud of you. You worked so hard." Like just giving them so much love. And then she will call them back to her earring.
Okay.
Stick it on. And knowing that this single plank of wood is not going to not going to be particularly helpful, can she try to like carve something out of it for herself?
Yeah, go ahead and make a dexterity check.
Ooh, okay. Dex check. Okay. I don't trust you right now. You're rolling like shit. Okay. That is a 17?
Yeah. So you're easily able to carve. What are you carving?
Just like a little love heart, like a little pendant that she could like put on a ribbon and make a little choker out of.
Yeah, of course. It kind of takes you the better part of like over the course of 3 days and also helping with the crew and whatnot to finish it up. But for the most part, it looks pretty well carved.
And she will like take a piece of ribbon or like rip off a piece of her clothing, something that she can like put it on right away, because she's just so proud that
it's
her
easy enough to find a
seahorse
piece
is
of ribbon
understood.
laying in the cargo bay somewhere. And probably like a black kind of like satiny ribbon.
It's perfect.
Yeah. That's what Narissa's doing over the first few days. What's everyone else doing?
Pilara is gonna like just in that first bit is gonna ask Ether if you want, like, grab Mariana and I'll go clean my stuff out and we could get her in there.
Okay, yeah. And they're gonna take Mariana down to Talara's room.
Yeah. You guys do that. Kind of place her kind of on the cot and she kind of just lays there.
I mean, I don't think I can do quite as good as you as making it cold in here, but I can help so that you don't have to be the only one in here.
If you need to do other stuff around the ship, we need as many hands on deck as possible. I understand if you need to go and help the others around the ship.
Well, I mean, honestly, I'm only like 10% useful anyway, but if they need me, I can, but we gotta keep Mariana alive? Undead?
Old.
Cold, yeah, cold. So she's going to, I guess, who, I can't quite remember, was after this full day, I don't think Talara had actually rested from previously, because she was pretty much up, because she got woken up.
Yeah. You had like a short rest.
Yeah, okay. So, well, I mean, if you're feeling up to it, I'm quite exhausted if you want to. If you can go first, but then I'll come back and we can just switch off.
No pressure for you to come back. Like I said, we need all hands on deck. I would appreciate your help, but if you can't provide it, that's okay. I'll get some rest.
Those are two opposite things, and I don't know which one you want me to do. Okay, and she goes.
If you need to choose, I would I would like it if you were to choose the other people on the ship over me. Like, I can handle watching the body alone.
Okay, well, maybe I might be able to find a way to help too. So I'll go rest and maybe something will come to me and I'll come back.
Okay.
And she's gonna go find a hammock to sleep in.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Most of them are now free.
Crazy, huh? Where'd they all go?
I wonder.
Kind of as you guys take Mariana's body, the rest of the crew kind of does a burial at sea for the rest of the crew that died. So Wick, Ruth, Four Fingers, Froggy, Lady Marrow, and Dirty Davith all kind of get a burial at sea. Basically they get wrapped up in a cloth and get thrown overboard. And people say a few things kind of about their piracy adventures, but that's pretty much it. But it is a solemn kind of day on that first few days on the ship. What are you doing, Vernon? After all of that happens.
He's probably just going to go to his room and continue with his studies of trying to figure out where to go next. But his mind is kind of like hazy with what happened with Mariana and with everyone else getting hurt. And so he's just kind of more thinking about what happened than actually studying like he wants to. And he's just quietly just sitting in his room, pretty much. Okay, Snorty McSnorterton. Penny's snorting that stuff. But yeah, that's kind of what Vernon's doing the first day, maybe even a little part of the second day, while also trying to help with repairs that are needed. And then, trying to keep a little bit of a distance from the crew.
Okay, yeah. Kind of seclude yourself a little bit. That kind of feeling of guilt washing over. Yeah. You guys continue kind of just doing that kind of a thing for the better part of the first 4 days. I'll ask for another navigation check from Seraphina or Vernon. I know you guys both have navigation stuff.
Dirty 20.
It's just your intelligence plus proficiency.
Yeah, it was 9 plus 4, which plus 3?
Okay, so 16. Yeah, you guys are able to kind of stay on course. You kind of veer off for a little bit, but then Seraphina kind of helps guide the rest of the ship the correct route back. What are you guys doing for that latter half of the first week? Anything specific?
When Seraphina's not navigating, she will now and then take ether food and stuff to make sure that he's not just completely down.
Because they're not leaving that room. Unless Solara is in that room when they leave, they're not leaving. But yeah, they're going down and just keeping Mariana's body cold. After a little bit, just sitting in silence, Ether goes up and sit beside her bed, and I take her hand, and it's you were right. I did have money. I was essentially a spoiled rich kid. I never had any friends. I was always with my sister or a singular friend I had, but even that was not made of the best intentions. You were one of the first people that saw me as I am and not as this rich bitch, essentially. And I don't care if this is me being selfish. I don't care if you want to be dead. I I want you to come back. I need you to come back. Please. I am so sorry. And they don't say anything else.
Yeah, you sit kind of holding her hand, kind of tears probably forming in your eyes. You just kind of bat them away, but you kind of sit there kind of holding her hand in silence until eventually, probably a few hours later, Seraphina brings you food and such. Seraphina, you kind of see Ether kind of just by Mariana's bedside, just holding her hand.
How are you holding up?
Not well, if I'm honest, but I'll manage.
We'll do all that we can to try and bring her back as undead.
How is everything on deck going?
I mean, as well as it can be with a tattered ship and the second in command with everything going on. But if you need rest, please let me know, because you also need to make sure that you're on top shape.
Yeah. I'll get some rest eventually.
Laura does come in, though, after she rests that night, though, and her intention fully is to continuously rotate shifts with Ether.
Yeah.
But I think Ether just feels bad, and when they're not watching Mariana's body, is helping around with the ship. They feel so horrible about everything that's happening. They're just like, I cannot sleep when there's work that needs to be done.
Okay. I want you to make a Constitution saving throw for me then.
God.
Also, give me a second for that response, because I'm barking.
I almost cried when I was talking.
It was so moving. It was your baby.
Yeah, yo, what the fuck was that, Ezra? You made me cry?
Wait, I made you cry?
A little bit.
I won D&D.
You win D&D. That's the goal.
Y'all make me cry all the time. I don't want to
Making
hear
the
it.
DM cry.
Okay.
I got an 18.
Yeah, for that kind of first week, you're able to kind of push yourself, kind of past your breaking point. But if you choose to continue to stay up, you'll probably gain some points of exhaustion.
I would say, after continuously, switching on and off with Ether, Kalara wants to come in. She's gonna get a book she probably hasn't touched and looked at in a very long time. That just kind of sits with her, but she doesn't open it. And probably 4 or 5 days of switching on and off, and just she goes in and is just hey, I have an idea, Ether. I mean, I want to switch out with you, but I have an idea. But I know we want to keep her from decaying, but I feel like look at her, like does she look?
You guys have kind of actually noticed, kind of as the week has gone by, there has been no deterioration of the body. And you also see that since after Vernon cast Cure Wounds on the body, all of those wounds kind of stitched themselves up and scarred over. But that's about it.
Ether, dead bodies don't heal, or I'm just gonna keep saying dead just because it's confusing, but she's okay. I know we want to stay with her, and I will stay with her too, but I think we can just sit here and be with her, but you need to rest too. And I can do something to try to see what I can do to help her at least last, but dead bodies don't heal.
She's undead.
But
If this is what's stopping her, we don't know if we're helping or not. So I would like to keep the room. If I said before, if you need to go and work on anything, you can. Do not worry about me.
Ether,
I
go to
will be
bed.
fine.
Go to bed. Can you just go to bed now, please? Okay, because
I'm
you are.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Talara just cast fucking sleep.
I.
You'd only be asleep for a minute.
Yeah. But if someone's really, really tired, though, like, I probably. Aw. I mean, I don't have that,
purposefully
but
pushing themselves.
I know. I want to use, at least to try, like, calm emotions, like, in just a kind way. Just, I think she wants to just give Ether a hug after all that, and just, Mariana would want you to take care of you too. And you need to rest. You can't sit here and push yourself and be any good to any of us if something else happens.
I will be okay. I want Mariana to be okay.
She's
and
gonna.
I'm sure that she'll be fine.
She's gonna just fully, like, no, okay, I tried. Okay, you are gonna go, and she's gonna push Ether away.
No.
And
can I contest this?
And no, and she's gonna stay in there with Mariana, but like turning you around to the door. To like, not like just like, but just turning you around and be like, go take care of you. Okay, I'll be in here. Like, go rest. If I could put you to sleep, I would.
What?
Just and she is gonna close the door, but she's gonna stay in there. Like, she's gonna continue using prestidigitation to like keep a tiny wind in the room to help, because Ether wants to continue, even though she doesn't think it's changing much. But she's gonna sit, and she wants to take her spell book, and she wants to kind of study and see if she can find anything from her old book that could be of use. Okay. And this is what she's doing with her time when she's sitting in there with Mariana.
Okay, yeah. Just go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
That's a 9.
For the most part, it doesn't seem like this book has any kind of knowledge of how to kind of keep a body or to revive one or anything like that. It doesn't have that kind of knowledge. But you do kind of see like handwritten notes about like talking about like multiple lives and things like that. But in a sense of like reincarnation, not with reviving the same body over and over.
Okay.
What is Seraphina doing? Vernon or Narissa?
At some point, Seraphina wants to go talk to Narissa. And she goes up to her and she's like, Narissa, so you have a particular person, not god or goddess deity, kind of a person, correct?
Yes.
How exactly did that come about?
That is incredibly complicated. I almost died and just kind of was like, if there's a god who's listening and you like want to help a bitch out, and then I Soraya was just like, I got you, and here I am.
Okay, so you didn't have like any sort of previous connection or anything like that to her before she saved you?
No,
Also,
she's also the reason I look like this now.
Oh, well, you're gorgeous, so.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, thank you so much for that information. That's very helpful.
You're welcome. You're also beautiful.
I appreciate it. And then she goes, and while Dell is on deck doing her thing, she's going to go back to Mariana and Dell's room, and she's going to try and see if she could potentially get in touch with Delil.
Okay. What do you say?
So she's going to sit there, and she's going to really think about her family that she hasn't thought about in ages, since the pirates kind of took her in. And she's going to focus on them and just kind of call out, Delil, I was told that you are the deity of the lost and forgotten. And we currently have a ship member who we believe might be in your realm, place, thing. And I'm trying to connect with you through my family, who admittedly I have not thought of in a very long time. And so if this is the way to potentially get to you through maybe the lost and forgotten of my family, could you please respond?
I will ask for a religion check. Straight roll. But it's a high DC.
Okay. Come on, dragon dice.
You're using the dragon dice now.
I am. Well, because I was using the ones that you had gotten me from the other one. That's a nat 20. I have +4 on religion, if that helps, or doesn't, but...
I gotta think about this one real quick.
We broke Lila.
You did kind of break me.
Lila's like, this wasn't supposed to happen.
It wasn't.
Is it time for a break? Just kidding.
Yeah, let's take a quick 5-minute break. Yeah. Yeah, let's take a quick 5-minute break.
Just a break for no reason.
Yeah,
No
No reason. No, none at all.
We will see you back here in a second. And welcome back. We pick up as Seraphina has reached out to the god Delil, the lost and forgotten, asking for any sort of assistance to help with Mariana. You kind of sit there and await a response. And then after about a minute or so, the room gets really cold. And then you just hear in the very back of your mind a very soft but comforting voice say, "Rest assured, she is safe in my protection." And that's all.
Is there a way to get her out of your protection? Still safe, but back with us?
You don't get a response.
Damn.
You're screwing with gods. Not
That's
20's can
fair.
only help so far.
Okay.
Yeah, you get that response. Just kind of waiting until you get another one, but you eventually don't.
Okay. At that point, then I'm gonna go ahead and go to downstairs. Is either currently in her room with Talara or just by themselves?
I think at this point, Talara kicked out Ether, so I think they're by themselves around the ship somewhere trying to help.
Okay, cool.
Either I'll ask for another con save since it's towards the end of the first week.
one.
Okay, yeah. You get with a nat 1, you said?
Yep.
Yeah,
But
that
that's a
exhaustion
7?
hits you real fast. And you get 2 points of that bad boy.
I was
Talara's
doing
just
good until Talara, like, mentioned, aren't you exhausted? And Ether's like, now that you mention it.
Talara just messages Ether and is like, "Did you go to sleep, buddy?" Like,
Ether doesn't respond because they're just like, if I'm asleep, I wouldn't respond, so I'm just not gonna respond.
But eventually, you go back down towards where that room is, and you find Talara in there, kind of holding a book and kind of just flipping through it. A slight breeze throughout the room.
Cool. Oh, hello, Talara. Oh, you managed to get Ether out. Perfect.
yeah, and it seems he may be resting. I didn't get anything when I tried to reach him, so
You
that's
didn't
good.
see Ether in the hammocks.
Ah, I did not see them.
Are you
I'll go find them.
okay?
It's fine. We'll
Were
get them dressed. I was just coming down to check on Mariana and see how you were doing.
I'm doing fine. I'm just, flipping between trying to get the cards to tell me something and trying to find something in this book.
I was able to figure out how to reach out to Delil, and they at least assured me that her spirit's safe and protected, so maybe there is really hope for us to bring her back.
What does that mean, though?
I don't necessarily know what it means. I've never reached out to deities before, so
And they just got back to you? Like, you just hit them up and they're like, yeah, cool, let me just give you some information. What?
Well, I mean, I have what I would think would be potentially a link to this particular deity, and Delil responded, so
Well, okay, I guess that's good. She's not. She seems like she's actually healing, and she's what I'm just gonna continue using is dead. She's dead and she's healing.
well, that's good. Maybe she might pop up like a daisy at some point.
Yeah, maybe.
And I will make it clear, she isn't healing. The cure wound that Vernon did initially stitched up the wounds and scarred it over. But yeah, she isn't like progressively healing.
That's what I mean. It's just colloquially. That's just kind of what. Yeah.
But she doesn't look worse.
Yeah. Like she seems to have healed, even though she is dead, and there are scars now, and not just open, decaying wounds.
Well, if you need anything from me, just let me know.
All right. Well, I guess it's once Ether gets some rest, I'll take care of that here in a minute.
I'll go find Ether.
That'll probably work better. What I didn't work clearly. But if y'all need, once Ether does rest, though, I know I'm not really a pirate, but I did.
I'm still learning, and up until right now,
navigate, I
exactly.
can. I learned a lot from Wick, rest his soul. So, if y'all need me, if Ether will let Mariana just be, and Delil do their job or whatever, we may be able to go up there and do some help.
I'll go and talk to Ether. And she goes up to find Ether now.
Okay, where's Ether?
Now I'm scared. Helping anywhere around the ship that they can.
Okay, so you're probably
Cool, so they're free to walk the ship then.
they're up on the
You'll
top
find
deck.
them somewhere.
It's easy to spot them. They're kind of just helping with rigging and making sure the sails stay consistent. but they
She goes up
look
to
exhausted. They have bags under their eyes. Yeah.
She goes up to Ether. Ether, darling, what are you doing?
I'm helping.
You look terrible.
Thanks.
Have you gotten any sleep?
Next question.
So that's a no. I suggest that you go actually rest.
But there's
Currently, you look worse than Mariana, and she's the dead one, so.
I need a minute. Thank you. I don't think that I would even be able to sleep, if that's any consolation.
I'm pretty sure if you tried, your body at this stage would let you, because you have been pushing yourself for far too long now. It's been
I
days.
need to.
Yes, but we're a team. This is an effort. You're not alone in this. You are worth more to us alive than dead. Because I don't know if you would pop up back like a daisy, if she can pop up like a daisy. We have yet to determine that, but anyways.
And until we determine that, we should help preserve her body.
Which we are, but you can't do your part if you're not up to it, if your body's not up to it, and your body currently is not up to it.
Fine. Okay. Is there anything else you wanted to tell me? Or did you just want to come over here to be my mother?
Well, someone has to, apparently. But I also managed to somehow get in touch with Delil, who says that her spirit at least is being protected, so we've got that going for us.
Like,
to ease your mind at least just a little bit.
I suppose. I'm gonna go get some sleep, I guess. Good night, Mother. And is gonna go down to the hammocks.
She just rolls her eyes and starts walking the opposite direction.
Okay. Yeah. Do you just sleep one night's rest, Ether, or multiple?
One night.
Okay, so you're back up to just 1 point of exhaustion. But yeah, that brings us into that second kind of week of journey. If I could get another navigation roll from someone. It only has to be one roll.
Go ahead, Seraphina. Vernon's probably not doing much.
11 plus 7, 18 plus 3, 21.
Okay, yeah. You're able to keep on course. That first kind of bit of that second week's journey, it's raining lightly, but it's not like a huge storm. Yeah, what do you guys do in that second week's journey?
And Talara wants to once they know that Ether is getting rest, can she set an alarm for just like 15 feet from the door? And is there a way she can like set up sort of like a pranky sort of thing, but like have the door be locked, and if Ether tries to open the door, have just like an illusion pop up and be like, go to bed?
You might need some help with Vernon on that.
Or she has alarm, so she wants to set the alarm, and when it's pink, she wants to like, that's her, then she's gonna cast minor illusion.
Okay,
and
yeah.
be like, go to bed. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Just and the locked door.
And what's the illusion of? Is it just the sound?
The illusion is go to bed, Ether. Just like the words.
Okay, so it'll just
Script
appear
in the air.
on the front side of the door.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, easy enough to do. Yeah.
And she is gonna take the time, but she is gonna be resting, and he won't know that. So.
Okay, yeah, you keep that door locked. You put alarm on the outside of it. Yeah. What's Vernon and Narissa doing?
Narissa honestly is still just working. Like, she's letting herself sleep every night and stuff. Like, she's not quite pulling an ether. But she's very much just, like, moving through the motions until it gets to a point where it seems like she's going to be needed specifically or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Vernon, what are you doing?
I forgot the reason why I went and saw Seraphina the previous time, so I'm trying to think so hard for a reason for him to be like, hey,
I'm pretty sure
This-
Seraphina, like, you guys had an exchange, and then...
Oh no, you went up the deck. You went up the deck with information or something, and Seraphina kept walking away from you, and then Seraphina came to you later.
yeah, I can't remember. No, because they stabbed me in the
episode
legs.
1.
They stabbed me and dragged me away. And I was like, can we please talk? And I can't remember what we had to talk about. I forgot.
I think you were just like trying to talk to Seraphina again, like after everything had kind of like not the dust settling because everything's like not okay again, but like after the dragon was killed and like the ship is now like on course, you wanted to try and talk to her
Yeah.
to express like your guilt and stuff.
Yeah, there was a I had a thought, but I cannot remember
I think
it
originally
anymore.
it was, you wanted to see if Seraphina remembered the runes that were on that broken teleportation circle, and see if you
Yes.
guys could figure out a way to get something to teleport you guys away.
That's it. That's exactly it. Thank you, Lila. You big brain. You big brain for that. Okay, so Vernon is going to go try to find Seraphina and look around to see if he could find her anywhere.
Okay, you eventually kind of find her on top of the deck, just helping out.
So he's going to walk up to her and look at her and just feel the guilt because he's been avoiding like everyone. So he's just going to kind of clear his throat. Seraphina, may I have a moment to speak with you?
She looks back and she's just like, not right now. And she just starts walking away.
Seraphina, please. This is about a way to keep us all safe, please.
And then she just turns around and throws a dagger in his leg.
Roll to attack, please.
Oh, that's also a nat 20.
Okay, roll a d4.
That's 2.
Okay, it's 6 plus your dex mod. However many points he takes for damage.
That's plus dex mod. Plus 3.
Okay, so you take 9 points of piercing damage as you say those words, and Seraphina you see her swiftly pull a dagger from her belt and slam it down at your leg.
He's very much going to hold above it while silently screaming, like... And then look at her again. I probably deserve that.
Probably. That's for keeping us safe this time. And then she just like walks towards him and just like starts dragging him back towards his room.
Ow, slow down. The dagger in the leg. And he's gonna try to pull it out while they're walking.
Nope, she's walking too fast for him to do so.
So once they get to wherever Seraphina pulls him to, he's just gonna quickly try to pull out the dagger.
She gets to the handle first. She drags him back to his room, and at this point, like, shuts the door and like just she grabs onto the handle of the dagger, and she's just like, everyone told you to stick with us and not try and do anything funny. And what did you do? You went and disappeared. And like as she's inching closer and closer, she's like getting super close to his face to the point where it's like, is she gonna kiss me? Is she not? And then like she pulls the dagger out and immediately like slaps him in the face.
He's very much just going to hold his cheek where she slapped him and cast Cure Wounds on himself. And like subtly, well, trying to do it as subtly as possible while
Okay,
using
make a
magic.
sleight of hand check.
It's not ready.
Against your passive, Seraphina.
Oh, what? That's in that 20. So,
That's definitely past my passive.
oh, sorry, Pen. I didn't mean to drop you. So he's gonna do that and look at her. I made a mistake. I know. I'm sorry. I didn't. It's not like I knew that there was a dragon up there.
But we were all saying not to do it when you suggested it the first time. When are you going to start actually listening to everyone and stop doing things selfishly?
You can tell there's something he wants to say, but he just kind of keeps it bottled up. And he just stares at the ground for a second. I'm sorry, okay? I know I made a mistake and I'm trying to atone for it. I need your help.
With what?
You brought up the transportation circles at the bottom of the ocean. We could try to get those set up somehow.
Do you know how to set them up? How to build something like that?
I'm going to try. I can't just sit around and be useless.
Well, we have about a week left until we get to port. I mean, do you think that anything that you would need to build these, you could find there?
For the most part, you would probably have to spend this first week trying to figure out how to build that, or how to use arcane runes to figure out how that would work. So you might even have to, at port, get a book on teleportation circles and something like that. And then you might be able, depending on how much money you want to spend, get the necessary resources to install one.
Yeah, so he looks at Seraphina. I don't have the means to make them now, but I want to learn when I get to port. That way we don't have to risk being attacked on open waters again and get us sunk or something.
I mean, that's a lot to go off of not knowing how to do it, so we might put that as like a backup plan or something, but I think right now our main focus needs to be figuring out how to possibly bring Mariana back, if that's even possible, and fixing the ship, or figuring out what our next move is, I guess, because, I mean, now we know why Torp was being so un-Torp-like towards you, you know? He wasn't him, and now we have to figure out where we need to go for this next clue or whatever, but we've got a lot on our plate right now to figure out.
I have a theory on that, but we can talk about it later.
You need to stop going off on your own.
I know.
You did it to me, and now you've done it to the crew.
I know. And it cost them a life. I know. I'm thinking about it every single day. I know. I haven't stopped thinking about it when I lost you, and now we actually lost someone. Something always on my mind. Trust me.
Then stop taking actions to make more of those be put onto your mind.
Doubt that'll ever happen, but I'll try my best.
She goes to look at his leg to see if it's still bleeding from the dagger wound.
It's healed.
Well, at least you can heal yourself, so that's at least one thing that I don't have to worry about.
I know. And I never want what happened to Mariana to happen to you.
I mean, we're pirates. It's gonna happen eventually, one way or another.
I know, but I'd rather not let it happen under my watch.
Okay, then.
And he kind of just fiddles like with his hand for a second and then just goes over and gently kisses her cheek. I do care for you.
Some reason I still care about you.
And she's gonna like fluster a little bit because he was definitely not expecting that. And just kind of give a quiet nod. And I'll do my best to be the person you want me to be, need me to be.
Okay.
He just kind of like backs up a little bit. Just... Okay. Then I'll keep trying to figure out how to make this transportation circle and be useful.
If there's anything I can help with that, then let me know. But like I said, that needs to be in the back, not the forefront at the moment.
I'll try not to let it be in the forefront.
Okay.
He's going to walk her out.
You walk her towards your door.
And I will see you around.
She just like stares for a second, and then she gives him a kiss on the lips, and then she walks out and away.
Heck yeah. He's just frozen, like beet red, and then just stares at her, lets her leave, and then she just like goes into his room and just like silently screams.
Okay. You silently scream in your room for a good long while. Kind of build yourself up, because after all of what you've done, you probably don't think that you deserve what just happened. But it happened. A few more days pass. You guys are about probably 6-ish days from port. I'd like another navigation roll.
5 plus 7. That's a 12.
Okay, you guys kind of veer off a little bit. Yeah. We'll see how that pans out. What are you guys doing for the rest of the day?
Later in the day, Vernon's definitely going to go check on Mariana and see how everything's going in that situation, since he finally got the courage to go and deal with the situation at hand.
Okay, yeah. Are you guys still flipping in between you two? Or
Did Ether go to sleep and actually get some rest?
Kind of want to kind of just like, they're not doing several all-nighters in a row. They'll do like, this night I'm not gonna sleep, the next day I will, kind of thing. That's the compromise that they're doing.
okay, so I'll say at this point you don't have any exhaustion points.
So yes, as long as Talara does not see Ether looking as dead or deader than Mariana, she will switch with him.
Okay. Yeah. Then you go up to, or you go down to the room where Mariana is being held, and give a light knock. And Ether, you hear that as the window's kind of going in the room.
I'm gonna go over and open the door.
Vernon just kind of glances in the room, like a little bit past Ether to see Mariana, and then looks back at him. May I take over for a bit?
Yeah, no problem. If you need to switch off, I or Talara can be able to pick up for you.
Okay, no worries. I'm just gonna sit and watch over her, kind of gauge what's going on.
Yeah, they're gonna give one last look to Mariana, and then they're gonna leave and close the door.
Okay. So, when you kind of make yourself comfortable, sit next to the ground, next to the cot that Mariana lays on. What is Vernon thinking in this moment?
Definitely a lot of guilt. Like, he's watching over her and just knows that this is his fault in a way, and he's just like kind of overwhelmed actually sitting next to her and watching her and seeing that she's definitely not alive at the moment. She's definitely dead. But he is going to take notice that she's not really decomposing or anything, and just going to look away and stare at his hands. You're not supposed to be the first one to die. You're not supposed to leave. You're supposed to beat me. Now you're here. If only you're not beating me. Didn't get a chance to stab me again, or smack me, or yell at me, or do all the other things you do. Oddly lonely without you here. So come back already, okay?
Okay, since we're gonna end the session and pick up next week. So, we will see you guys next week, and may the dice guide you to beautiful friendships.